Oh, I forgot. Let me close my door real quick. Sorry about that. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday night here in Ohio. Northeast Ohio. This is Northeast Ohio Sports Show, episode 28. Hope you're enjoying it. It's been a good time so far, doing this 28 episodes. It's kind of been crazy how long we've been doing this. But I love it, and I hope everyone's having a good night. One more day until the weekend. Some more NASCAR. F1's off this weekend. But I hope, once again, everyone's having a great night. If you're enjoying the content, drop a like. If you have any input, drop a comment. That would be amazing. Make sure you drop a follow as well. We have a bell on the bottom right of me. If you like our content so much and want to get notified whenever we go live, that helps. You could personalize it as well for like a 30-minute before and live notification. In our description, we have our Facebook. Make sure you follow us on there. We put all of our shows on there. I think it's just going to be me tonight. Hunter had some plans. He'll text me if he could end up jumping in. We have the scores above us. Cardinals just got 3 points, a field goal. And then we also have some other matchups in the NFL this week above us. We have some scores below us from Army and Colorado, maybe. MLB scores. Right now, Detroit's beating Cleveland 1-4. We'll talk about Cleveland a little bit here later. Below us, we have the results from Azerbaijan, Qatar Airways Azerbaijan Grand Prix and F1. Max Verstappen won. We'll talk about it a little bit later as well. His second win. We have the results from all the practices, qualifying, and race. He only pitted once. Our first topic is always a funny topic. Viral moment from Kansas City. It involves Patrick Mahomes doing something you don't normally see a two-time MVP quarterback do, or say. During the Chiefs' 22-9 win over the New York Giants, Mahomes admitted in his post-game conference he kept throwing the ball backwards. When he says backwards, he literally means lateral passes behind the line of scrimmage that were technically live balls. At one point, the Giants have even scooped up one, thinking they had a turnover before officials ruled Mahomes had regained control. Why it went viral? Mahomes himself leaned in with a laugh. I don't know what I was doing out there. I just kept throwing the ball backwards. That kind of self-deprecating honesty caught fire online with fans making memes about Mahomes' option offense, which means like it's an option for the defense to get as well. Let me get that out of here. Sorry. And jokingly, he was channeling his inner rugby player because that's kind of how they throw a lot. So that's funny. We'll be talking about for Browns. Their third game against Packers, which they ended up winning. They were an underdog, so it's actually very crazy that they ended up winning. They won 13-10. Browns snapped a losing streak with a walk-up 55-yard field goal by rookie Andre Smith as time expired. But that finish wouldn't have been possible without a defensive effort delivered by a blocked 43-yard field goal by Selby Harris in the final seconds to keep Green Bay from winning. Grant Delpit interception on Packers QB Jordan Love set up the Browns tying touchdown, and rookie QB Quinshon Judkins punched it in from a yard out. So rookies are really helping out. Touchdowns, field goals. You know how kickers be. He's a rookie. I said, give him some time, and that is nice that he actually stepped up this week. He had some bad weeks the first 2 weeks, so I get it, but this is a good win. The Browns were scoreless until the final, 3 minutes and 38 minutes of a game. I was wondering because it was so boring to the end. According to Sports Trader, it was the very first game in franchise history they won a game in which they had scored 0 points and trailed by at least 10 with 4 minutes left. That's crazy. So, best comeback the Browns ever had. On defense, they sacked Jordan Love 4 or 5 times, sources vary, and held the Packers' offense in check. Why it matters for narrative hooks. Smith's redemption is huge after struggles early, like I just talked about, missing an extra point and a field goal in week 1. Now he's a hero. The defense continues to be the backbone of the team, and analysis already comparing it to the all-time greats. With Pat McAfee show, the Browns' defensive due praise is potentially one of the best ever. That's crazy. I haven't watched too much. I watched a little bit for Browns, but the defense has been playing well, especially with some injuries. So that's amazing. Meanwhile, the offense is still a work in progress. Joe Flacco is under pressure a lot of the times, with whispers of a quarterback change already emerging. I've been praising for it. I think we do need a quarterback change. A lot of that, I think, comes from just how old Flacco is, and since he's under pressure, he will be running a lot. He's too old to be running a lot. That's not what we pay him for. He's a pocket quarterback. He needs a good offensive line. One surprise stat for through 3 games, 50.3% of the Browns' yards from scrimmage have come from rookies, led by Judkins and T.J. Harold Fleming Jr., which is amazing. Running back and tight end. Viral headline moments and disclosure. Spencer Depson and fan reactions. From many fans wanting to cut him to now being the city hero that turned around in a compelling storyline. Social media was lit up after the game, celebrating the walk-off and the block that set it up. I said defensive hypes, which is great. With Pat McAfee, that despite the offensive barely producing, so is where Cleveland's edge remains. QB pressure and future speculation. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. Joe Flacco struggles. Have fans and media pressing for Dylan Gabriel or rookie Cedar Sanders to get a chance, just like I'm saying. Deion Sanders, but this has been all open news, has already publicly predicted his son Sanders will start at some point this season. Playing for the Browns, I'm not surprised. But for now, head coach Stefan Fansky says Flacco stays under center for next game. He wants him to get killed, make his money worth it, and then retire, I guess. Browns tackle Dawan Jones is out for the season with a knee injury suffered in this game. That's a huge blow for the offensive line. In response, the Browns have signed former Ohio State Buckeye Thayer Munford Jr. from a New England practice squad to add depth. Good to see there. We need good people like that. We don't have many picks anymore because of Watson, but if we can get some beef up our offensive line, that's great for me. We do need to beef your offensive line, to be honest. What's up next week? Week 4 on September 28th, the Browns travel to face the Detroit Lions. About a 2-hour drive. The Lions pose a strong challenge, especially defensively, and the Browns' offensive line injuries make this a tough one. Key factors for Cleveland staying in the game: protect the QB without Jones. The offensive line must protect the QB. Get more out of Flacco and reduce mistakes. He can't continue to be the weakest link if this team hopes to win consistently. Leverage the defense and special teams. Those units have been carrying the team so far and likely will again. Rookies must keep contributing. If Judkins, Fannin, and other maintain production, that offsets some of their offensive struggles, which is great to see. It's kind of where we got some of these good rookies, which I'm excited and happy that they're doing well. Hopefully they could keep it up throughout the whole season. Roster narratives. Angles to monitor. Will Stefanski finally pull the plug and insert Gabriel or Sander? How quickly Munford or whoever fills in the tackle role? A lot is riding on the O-line. How they will do. Whether the defense continues to build on this best ever narrative, like McAfee called them. Next up, we'll be talking about NASCAR. A recap: we had the Mobil 301 at New Hampshire on September 21st, and playoff impact. My guy, Ryan Blaney, captures a win, leading 116 laps and holding off Josh Berry in the final stint. So he led 116 out of 301, a little less than half. Blaney's run-up finish is notable because he overcame a spin in earlier stage 2 after contact with SVG to claw his way back to victory, which is amazing to see. Top finishes: Byron took third, Joey Logano fourth, and Chase Elliott cracked the top 5. Logano had claimed pole with a lap of 130.622 miles per hour, his first career pole at New Hampshire. And I think this is also Ryan Blaney's first win there, too. In total, 6 playoff drivers are inside the top 10, which is great to see for a race. The playoffs really push these drivers, and if you're out of the playoffs, you don't care no more, which I kind of get. You're up a cheer. Blaney's win locks him in the round of 8, which is amazing to see. After round of 16, the round of 12 field is set. Current round of 12 field standings relative to cut line. The leader is Blaney. He already advanced. Others above cut are William Byron, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Danny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe. Drivers in the danger of below the line are Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, 23XI, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace. I need to look up how they've been doing with all of that. Maybe look it up. With a lawsuit with NASCAR that they're having, because they want to be a charter team, I think, or they basically want to get profits from NASCAR, and they're not getting profits from NASCAR right now. Key takeaways: Blaney once again proves he could rise when it matters. Barry's bounce back was impressive and make him a dark horse storyline. I'm hyped because I think Blaney can get a second championship. In the middle, if a playoff pack is crowded, small mistakes will have big consequences. Because I think when Blaney won his first, I didn't think he was with Penske, and Penske's one of the better teams now. He was still a good team, but and perhaps the biggest storyline off track: international tensions at Joe Gibbs Racing, viral and drama moments. Joe Gibbs Racing teammates collision and fallout during Stage 2 at London. Danny Hamlin and non-playoff teammate Ty Gibbs tangled while battling for 11th, with Hamlin ultimately sending Gibbs into the wall. The collision ended Gibbs' race. On the radio, Hamlin expressed frustration. Does Ty know we're going for the championship? What the fuck? Post-race, Hamlin stated he didn't intentionally crash him, but that Gibbs was air blocking and interfering with crunching stage points. The optics are even more volatile given that Gibbs is the grandson of the team owner, Joe Gibbs. The incident has prompted questions on whether JGR leadership needs to step in, and obviously if his grandson's getting special treatment, Ty Gibbs. It's rare to see an intra-team collision, and in the heart of playoffs, especially involving the owner family. Very rare. That's like some Andretti stuff. This may strain driver relationships and car development cooperation with JGR. This drama gives media and fans something to latch onto, narratives beyond just lap times. People love drama nowadays. What's next? Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas on September 28th, which is this weekend. And a round of 12 contacts. Race preview and stakes. Next up, like I said, Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway. It's the second race of a round of 12. Kansas is a 1.5 intermediate track where speed, setup, and clean restarts matter. Hendricks Motorsports notes that 3 of the playoff drivers, Byron, Lawson, and Elliott, all gained ground at New Hampshire, which is great to see for them. Sucks for 48. Also, William Byron is debuting a special Cincinnati paint scheme at Kansas, adding a local marketing angle. Strategic considerations: drivers already though, like Blaney, may take fewer risks, focusing instead on consistency. Now he's already made it past to the round of 8. Other players must push to win or amass stage points to really beat the cutting line. Track position, pit timing, and restarts will be crucial on a track where passing might be a little tough mid-race. Watch for drivers on the bubble. People like Chastain, Reddick, and Wallace. They might gamble on strategy or take chances very early. Use the Hamlin Gibbs drama as the hook. Oh, sorry. That's what I need to highlight. I actually just wanted to go into predictions. I kind of think Blaney or Ryan Blaney or William Byron are likely to contend again. Maybe a surprise from Bell or Larson. Larson was both these guys have kind of all been in the top 5 for the whole end of the season here. I wouldn't rule out someone like Hamlin making a power move, assuming an internal friction is contained. But the odds are the point battles and small mistakes will decide who will drop out of a round of 12. I already went over standings, so we don't have to go over that. I wanted to talk a little bit about IndyCar this week. Nothing like too crazy and in depth, but since we're still in the off season, there's still some stuff happening. Big driver moves and roster shakeups. David Malukas signed with Team Penske. One of the biggest stories. David Malukas has been named the driver of Team Penske number 12, Verizon Chevrolet, starting in 2026, replacing a longtime veteran, Will Power, who we talked about, Mario Andretti Racing. Malukas is 23, is coming off a runner-up finish in the 2025 Indy 500. I got to see that this year. It was amazing. And has shown promise during his time with AJ4 Racing. For Penske, this is a bold youth infusion, but also affirms that Power's exit was always More than just speculation, more power departs Penske. We talked about that a little bit. After a 17-season run, end of an era, has been a stalwart of a team, multiple championships, wins, and pole records. Where he lands is next open for speculation. But like we already talked about, actually, he signed with Andretti. Because Colton Herta ended up going to Cadillac F1, so that's going to be great to see. Dennis Hooger steps into an Indy car. Dennis Hooger, currently known as Indy NXT Junior Ranks, will move into full-time IndyCar 2023 with Dale Coy Racing. He's supported by his technical partnership with Andretti Global. He makes history as the first Norwegian to land an full IndyCar seat. His promotion adds another fresh blood to the grid and builds anticipation on whether he'll adapt to the top level. I kind of always like that with F1. They like for young guns. Team and management shakeups. Ron Wazowski is joining Andretti Global as team principal beginning 2026, with incumbent Rob Edwards will shift to a performance oversight role. That's an important structural change, especially as Andretti and associated teams expand influence in the series, and as we see regulation change. Season reflections and on Penske's year's narrative. Penske's tough 2025. One of the recurring themes this week and of 2025 have truly been beyond Penske-like season. Over the past 5 months, the Penske stable had more DNFs than wins, surprising for a team of their stats here, and that are just around in so well in NASCAR, so well in IndyCar for so long. They have museums at Indy. They have museums all around the country. Incidents like the alternator drama in May, disqualifications, and timing of crashes collectively undermine consistency. I don't know if you guys saw, but at the Indy Museum, they Penske removed for back-to-back Joseph Newgarden Indy 500 winning car. And because, like, when I was there, people were looking at it. I took a photo of it. People were taking photos of it. People were talking about it. You really don't want people talking about how you cheated to win. So they replaced it with this cool Porsche Spider car. The combination of bad luck, mechanical issues, and unforced errors put tremendous pressure on the leadership to rethink strategy and lineups heading in 2026. And they actually did, gut houses after the cheating accusations back-to-back seasons. Palo's dominance in season wrap. Meanwhile, Alex Palou wrapped up another championship, his fourth overall and third in the Royal, reinforcing his place as series top driver over the stretch. His consistency, especially amid volatility around him, underlines how much margins matter in IndyCar, and I really think he's the Max Verstappen of IndyCar. Like people say, IndyCar is not as hard as F1. I think they both have their things that make them hard, but he's definitely good to see. Silly season rumors are happening right now, so let's see what happens. And that's really it for me. We'll go into F1. Sorry about IndyCar. We'll go into F1 after take a quick water and vape break. Sorry for the dead air, guys. So after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Oscar Piastri is leading in Lando Norris by 25 points now. Oscar got 0 last race, Lando only got 6. So it was Oscar, Lando, Max Verstappen of 255. Got 25 points last race. He is about 44 points away of Lando, and 69 points away from Oscar. And George Russell in 4th at 212. Charles Leclerc in 5th at 165. Lewis Hamilton in 6th at 121. Kimi Antonelli in 7th. Alexander Albon 8th. Isaac Hayjar 9th. Nico Hulkenberg 10th. Lance Stroll 11th. Carlos Sainz 12th. He got 15 points. I believe he got 3rd last race, which is amazing to see. He really needed it. Liam Lawson 13th, Fernando Alonso 15th, Ocon 15th. Drivers, we have McLaren in 1st with 623. They got 6 points last race. Mercedes in 2nd now with 290. They got 30 last race. Ferrari in 3rd, 286. They got 6th last race. Red Bull in 4th with 272, getting close to Ferrari. They got 33 last race. Very good points for Red Bull. Williams 5th at 101, 15 points last race, getting up there. 6 Racing Bulls of 72. 7 Aston Martin of 62. 8th Sauber with 55 points. 9th Haas with 44. 10 Alpine with 20. F1 this weekend. Let's talk about it. Max Verstappen dominated Baku, securing victory from a pole and completing a Grand Slam, leading every lap, fastest lap, and pole. He has a couple of those in his life, a lot. George Russell finished second, tough despite illness concerns. In third, Carlos Sainz turning head, podium for Williams, in the first in several seasons. I believe he got second in qualifying. Lando Norris from McLaren ended 7th after a slow pit stop and challenges moving through traffic. It is tightened walls out there. Oscar Piastri, the championship leader, suffered a disastrous weekend. He jumped for start, triggering the anti-stall, dropped to last, and ultimately crashed out on lap 1. That is crazy. The crash ended his streak of consecutive point finishes since 2023. Oof, pressure getting to him. Williams' podium was an emotional moment, Sainz's first top 3 in a while, and it energized the fans and the paddock. The championship implications. The gap shrank. Piastri's exit trimmed McLaren's cushion of a title fight, putting pressure back on. Verstappen's resurgence returns him into the championship conversation, showing whether he's not out of it. Sorry, my bad. Viral headlines since last week. Christian Horner has been formally exited at Red Bull out of a long tenure via settlement reportedly worth €80 million. Wow. So you could sexually harass a woman and they'll pay you out. Speculation is rampant on whether he might land next. Part ownership, a new team role, or influence behind the scenes are being floated. He wanted partner ownership at Red Bull too. Felipe Dragovic's path change. Aston Martin's reserve driver Felipe Drugovich will join the Andretti Formula E program, departing the F1 reserve duties, signaling shifts in his trajectory. He wants to race more. Fernando Alonso also teases potential retirement. Alonso, already in the 40s, hinted that if Aston Martin can build competitiveness, he might consider stepping away from F1 after 2025. Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton's performance questions. Pundits are probing Hamilton's early struggles at Ferrari. One theory, changing the brake systems from his accustomed setup, has altered his braking feel, introducing challenges. Meanwhile, internal team order issues like Baku, Hamilton, and Leclerc swaps have stirred chatter about strategy and collaboration. What to watch? Storylines going forward. Can Verstappen actually sustain this momentum? I think that will be very interesting to see. He's very good, but we know that, like they talked about before, they're only good at fast tracks. Low turns, fast tracks. And they weren't able to win. They've had upgrades this year, which is going to hurt them next year, late in the year. But I think, they weren't able to win at home. They weren't able to win any of these races that really mattered to Max because of his heritage, like the Netherlands, Dutch Grand Prix. He couldn't win the Belgian Grand Prix. They couldn't win Red Bull's race this year. So I don't think that, I really think it means that this might be the run of tracks we're racing right now, and really that Red Bull is just gonna get bad again here soon. Now you guys know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Red Bull, for drinks or of a car. I say car company, but for racing company, they don't make cars. That's why I don't like them. But Max he's not goated, but he's one of the best drivers of all time. Because for GOAT's one person, that's Michael Schumacher. It's people with 7 wins, in my opinion. People that have the most championships are the GOATs. That's like a playoff win. That's like winning the whole chip. That's like Tom Brady. A lot of other people have 7 championships. So it's interesting to see. McLaren's recovery and consistency. Piastri's crash was costly. Norris must step up. And McLaren might tighten strategy to guard the lead. And they might be playing more together now instead of, as enemies. Red Bull's future without Horner, who steps in the vacuum. How a team refines leadership could matter for performance and driver dynamics. Alonso's final chapter we talked about a little bit. Ferrari's latest cohesion. We'll go on to the Guardians now. Let me make sure. I don't think Hunter's joined, but he probably would have texted me if he was gonna. No text from Hunter. Let's check scores. Seattle scored a touchdown, 7-3 Seattle. Arizona has the ball with 10:39 left in the second. Then we also have. Sorry about that. Yeah, Guardians were able to score. It's 4-2, the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. So we probably won't be winning this one, sadly. That would be crazy. However, we were able to win yesterday and the day before. So we'll go 1-2 in the series against Detroit yesterday. Sorry, let me check. Because yesterday when I put the screenshot for our Guardians, that game wasn't over yet. So I don't want to say as if it wasn't the final. 5-1 Guardians Tigers, which is great to see. And then on Tuesday, we won 5-2. Sorry about that. Sunday, we lost 2-6 to the Twins. However, on Saturday, we won the doubleheader, both of them 6-0, 8-0 against the Twins. Had a 14-0 day against them, and we won Friday 6-2. So we won that series 3-1, and we'll win the Detroit series 2-1. And Detroit were above us, and I believe we tied them last night with a win, and we have a tiebreaker because we have more wins over them throughout the season. Even losing this game, which we did, because we swept them last week. Great to see. Last Thursday, we did beat them 3-1, which I don't know if we had time to talk about that last week. Friday, tomorrow, we play the Rangers, at Rangers, 7:10. Saturday, it's a 7:15 night game. Sunday, 3:10. Guardian surge, scary injury, and playoff dreams alive. I'm hyped for it, guys. Let's talk about it. For Guardians, flex their muscle with a 5-2 win over Detroit, rallying them a 6th inning. The victory propelled them into a tie atop the AL Central, like I said, and eventually holds a tiebreaker over them. Gavin Williams had a standout start, striking out 12, giving up 2 runs. That's it. That's crazy. His performance anchored the win and silenced Tigers' ace Skubal, which is crazy. He did better than Skubal. Wow. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. Meanwhile, Bo Naylor erupted in another game, driving in 4 runs in a 6-2 win over Minnesota, pushing the Guardians' September streak further. The Guardians now boost a scorching 17-5 stretch in September, making them one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. In the tense moment, David Fry was hit in the face with a 99-mile-per-hour pitch. While attempting to butt, he suffered facial and nasal fractures and was carted off. Thankfully, the injuries are not expected to require surgery, but he's expected to be sidelined to 6 to 8 weeks, which sucks because he is very important to our team. Especially when playoffs are coming up here soon. The Guardians placed him on a 10-day injured reserve list and recalled Jonathan Rodriguez from AAA Columbus in response. Very smart to do. Hopefully he could hit for us. Also, Nolan Jones has been placed on a 10-day IR for a right oblique strain. Petey Haplin was also called up to fill his spot, making his MLB debut recently. Good for him. Good luck for him. The playoff pitcher. With just a handful of games remaining, Cleveland is pegged as a top wildcard contender. Fangraphs gives them an 80.4 chance of making the postseason. As far as the latest standings, for Guardians and Tigers are tied at 85-72. Cleveland hosts the tiebreaker edge, a critical advantage late in the season, according to SportsIllustrated.com. With only 6 games left, everyone counts, and Cleveland can clinch a postseason berth as early as Thursday, tonight. But we didn't win, so now it'll just be this weekend. We're not about to win. Yeah, I think the game's over now. Their path, they need to beat Detroit in the remaining head-to-head, maintain consistency, and hope that the Tigers stumble. We weren't able to win today, but it's alright. We can keep winning these next couple, past 5 games. What to watch, keys to success, rotation depth and arms. Williams is building postseason cred, but bullpen health and consistency will be essential down the stretch. Lineup adjustments, losing Fry and Jones weakens the batting order. Rodriguez and Halpin and younger guys will need to step up. Clutch hitting and situational at-bats. In tight games, execution in the 6th, 7th, and late innings will decide outcomes. Detroit games are de facto playoff games. They must win the series, which we did, to take control of the division, which we did, which is great to see. I think that's it for me, guys. We don't have any other really topics. Hunter wasn't able to make it. Let me check this score. Final 4-2, Detroit won. But that's still fine. It's not the end of the world. And we'll have to see what that does. And once again, Cardinals store for ball with 8:20 left in the second. It's on Prime Video. If you guys want to watch it, I'll probably put it on after this. They're on Arizona's 41. It's 1st and 10. That's it for me, guys. We'll go a little bit more in depth for F1 next week, give you my predictions. I really hope you enjoyed the content tonight. If you did, make sure you drop a like. And I really hope that, sorry about that. I really hope that if you enjoyed the content, maybe watch some past episodes, drop likes in there. It helps us with algorithms. They can become popular. Our Northeast Ohio Sports Show, what we're doing right now, I really like. Sports is a little bit different. We do a news show as well every week. Or Healthy Living, you can go back and watch. For music, you can go back and watch. So the Music Den, we need to bring more episodes of that out. I think that'll be really good. I really appreciate everyone who watches my content. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday and a great Friday. One more day and we're out of it. I get to work from home tomorrow because I got to do a site visit. So that would be fun. Stay safe out there, guys. I love you all, and I really appreciate you stopping in tonight, being on my show. If you have any comments, drop them. I'll see them on my notifications, and I could drop them, have a conversation. Have a great night, everybody. Good night, Ohio.